This documentary will contain footage, pictures, or details that some viewers might find disturbing, so viewers' discretion is highly advised.
My name is Chris Watts. I'm doing my communication speech for Brenda Armentrout, and welcome to Broomfield, Colorado. About 70 degrees, and it's awesome outside, so welcome. I'm doing my speech on relationship deterioration and repair, and this is my PowerPoint to help me. Deterioration. Commitment is the degree of commitment affects your relationship. According to Hirofumi, not surprisingly, commitment is especially strong when individuals are satisfied with their relationship and grows weaker as individuals become less satisfied. You have to ask yourself 3 questions when you're in a relationship. Do I have a desire to keep this relationship going? Do I have a moral obligation to stay in this relationship? Or is it a necessity for me to stay in this relationship? According to my research, sometimes a necessity could be children. Sometimes when you have children and your relationship starts to deteriorate, a child could help repair it. All relationships are held together in part by a form of commitment, either based on desire, obligation, or necessity. And when the commitment is strong enough to hold the relationship together, you avoid arguing about minor disagreements and you support one another. When commitment is weak, the relationship is full of doubt and the relationship deteriorates faster. You have 2 types of deterioration. You have sudden and you have gradual. Sudden would be an example of infidelity. When somebody is not faithful to their partner, the partners realize that the relationship cannot be sustained. Gradual would be if you met somebody at work or a new friendship has occurred and as it goes on, you see that, okay, maybe this relationship has more potential than the relationship I have with my partner. And that would gradually push the old relationship out and push the new relationship in.
This is a case that haunts me. I'm an avid true crime watcher, and never has a case startled me quite like this one. There's something about this seemingly pleasant man living with the love of his life who he fought so hard to win over, the sweet children, the perfect family home, and ultimately the two-faced family man. This is something we have seen over and over, but something about the Watts case is different, more shocking, and utterly tragic. I want to start at the very beginning. I'm going to try and add as much details as I possibly can. Christopher Lee Watts was born on May 16, 1985, and grew up in Spring Lake, North Carolina. Shannan Catherine Rzucek was born 10th January 1984 and was also from North Carolina, although the city was called Aberdeen. They met in 2010 through Facebook and married in 2012. In 2012, they moved to Frederick, Colorado, after Chris got a job in an oil company there. Frederick was a slow-moving, quiet and safe place to start a family. Just a year after the move, Bella was born. Another 19 months more, they had the second daughter, Celeste. While Chris worked for Anadarko Petroleum, Shannan pursued working from home after some years of struggle with lupus, and working long shifts as a nurse, rendering her with good days and bad. Chris was a dedicated father and husband who understood and supported Shannan in her health struggles. Shannan began working for Thrive, a multi-level marketing company focusing on sports nutrition. MLM companies are based on strongly encouraging their sellers to rely on their own social network to make sales and recruit sellers. This made Shannan more and more dependent on social media interaction to promote her products and to make sales, and also incorporated her whole family and primarily her daughters in the promotion to showcase how selling from home for Thrive could easily be adjusted to your home life situation.
Cece don't like sharing. Thanks, Shannan. We gotta catch up. Come here, baby. Alright, go by daddy. Go by daddy.
Help me. Come on, run around with me. Hold on, Bo. Hold on, Bo. Hold on, Bo.
I think Chrissy's gonna lose it. He's so dizzy. You can tell he's slowing down. Oh, this is hilarious. Again? Cece, I think you're dizzy, buddy.
Daddy's dizzy.
I couldn't agree more, Debbie. Pure happiness in their voices.
Hold on. Hold on.
Thanks, Mitch. Daddy's dizzy. Come here, Cece. So, fast forward several months. During those several months, I saw multiple rheumatologists, all of them telling me I had lupus, and then finally being diagnosed also with fibromyalgia, which is another autoimmune disease. So I completely lost it. I wasn't feeling good. I felt like I had the flu all the time. I felt miserable. I was put on all these medications, which then made me gain weight. So I went from being 135 pounds to almost 170 pounds within a 6-week period, which was a total shock and a total, sorry, I got a phone call. It took me to another level. At that time, I went to a little bit of a depression. I was really sad, emotional. All my emotions were everywhere, and I didn't know where to turn. And at the same time, my friend, a mutual friend of mine, sent me a friend request about 8 months prior for Chris, my husband, and I deleted it. I had no interest in dating anyone. I wasn't looking for a boyfriend. I was working. I was goal-oriented. I was a dreamer. I have always been a dreamer. I've always wanted everything in life to be perfect. So anyway, fast forward, in a dark place, all of a sudden I get a friend request from Chris. I said, what the heck? I'll never meet him. He's just a Facebook friend. I have a million of them. Nothing's gonna come of it. Well, 2 weeks later, we finally meet on a blind date. From there, I couldn't get rid of him. I tried. He wouldn't go away. He was stuck. I drug him to a colonoscopy. I drug him to rheumatology appointment after rheumatology appointment. I drug him to my spinal tap, which was awful. A student did it, which I'm all for people learning, but not when it comes to a spinal tap. So that was really rough, and ended up falling in love with him. And so why I bring that up is I've learned a lot since I was diagnosed with lupus. I've learned a lot in the last 10 years. I've learned that there's a lot of things that life's going to throw at us to try to knock us down. But you got to do whatever it is to pick yourself up and move forward and try to bring the best out of everything. With my diagnosis of lupus and fibromyalgia all within a 6-month period, I lost my grandfather, just closed on my house. I had a lot going on. Emotionally, I was all over the place. I felt awful. Canceled dates left and right with Chris because I just couldn't do it all. And then we fell in love. I also met several friends through the Lupus Foundation. I met support groups, Lyme's disease support groups, lupus, fibromyalgia, all of them. I've met some of my best friends today from those groups. And I don't think, I know I couldn't be where I'm at right now without a lot of them, who stuck by me, who supported me, who understood what I was going through and never left my side. With that being said, my husband and I had 2 beautiful girls, very healthy kids, little baby monsters, as I call them. But I was told I couldn't have kids. So I have 2 beautiful girls that I'm truly blessed with every day. that I couldn't thank God for more. I moved to Colorado after meeting a friend of mine in North Carolina. After I nannied for her children, we moved out here after visiting, fell in love with the area. It's gorgeous in Colorado, minus today it's raining, but I still feel good. So, so we moved to Colorado. We created a life for ourselves out here. Chris found an amazing job that fully takes care of him. Anything he needs, he's there. They appreciate, they respect him, which is huge for any job that you have. And we love it here. We've made such an amazing group of friends that we call family, friends that are closer to us than some family, friends who are there for us better than some family. Truly, truly grateful for everything that has happened since my diagnosis. And I believe things happen for a reason. Things are placed in our life to bring us to the next stage of our life, good and bad. We just have to take all of it with us. And so when Chris and I got married, we dedicated our wedding to the Lupus Foundation. We asked all of our guests to donate to the Lupus Foundation instead of getting gifts for us. So many things that I've done to help support so many people that I love and care about that have autoimmune diseases, that have autoinflammatory diseases, that have multiple things that can debilitate you and take your part of your life away. So with that, I just want you guys to know a little bit of my story. A lot of you that know me know my story, not everyone. So in honor of Lupus, World Lupus Day, I'm rocking my purple eyeshadow. Do you guys see? I got my purple nails, or purple and pink. But I'm truly grateful for everyone that I've met since my diagnosis in 2010. Truly grateful for all the blessings. I try to look at all the positives out of everything that happens bad in our life, because that's all you can do. You can only look up instead of down. And I try to bring people with me, bring me up. I hope that makes sense. I'm kind of like emotional. It's just a lot, but I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for my girls. I'm grateful for all my friends watching, because all of you I've met through different people that have brought me here where I am today. So with that being said, I just wanted to say hello, and I wanted to share my story and bring people aware of lupus and an autoimmune disease that really takes a lot out of a lot of people and really affects a lot of people these days. It's a disease you can't see, you only feel it. And I choose every day to wake up, I choose to put my makeup on, I choose to put a smile on my face, because I am conquering my life, and nothing else is going to take my life away from me.
Although Chris was working around the clock, long-hour shift at Anadarko Petroleum, and Shannan had great success with her Thrive Lavelle company, they were on the verge of bankruptcy with expensive house loan to pay. Despite this, Chris had for some time expressed wanting to have a third child, and on June 11, 2018, Shannan surprises Chris with the news of their pregnancy.
We did it again. I like that shirt. Really?
Really.
That's awesome. So pink means...
That's just the test.
I know. It just says the pink is going to be girls.
I don't know. Just the test.
That's awesome.
On June 14th, just 3 days after the pregnancy reveal, Chris adds Nicole Kessinger's contact info on his phone. Nicole Kessinger is a fellow employee at Anadarko Petroleum. Around June 17th, Chris tells Nicole he is married and is a father when she sees the photos of his daughters on his phone. She also takes notice of Shannan on the lock screen. He tells Nicole they are in the process of separation. Chris didn't wear his wedding band to work, claiming it needed to be fitted after he lost a significant amount of weight in the recent years. This led Nicole to potentially thinking he was single at first. Chris also admitted he thought their interaction was just harmless flirting and nothing else. On Father's Day, Shannan shares this post about Chris. On June 19th, Shannan shares the first ultrasound picture of the baby. This might be a little too soon, as she was considered a high-risk pregnancy due to her condition, and I suspect the post was only available to a select few people on her Facebook. It would be risky for most moms sharing this news before the respected 3 months, especially a high-risk one. On June 27th, she takes the 2 daughters to go to see her family in North Carolina for a 5-week stay. Chris stays back home to work. July 4th, Nicole visits Chris at his house to help him set up a diet and a fitness plan. He invited her over and made her lunch. July 7th, phone calls between Chris and Nikki occurs. On July 10th, Shannan sends a text to Chris, concerned he seems so distant and doesn't want to talk to her. He assures her everything is fine and he loves her as always. July 14th, Chris and Nikki is on a date to a car museum as they both were avid car fans. This day, Shannan calls 4 times that all goes unanswered to Chris's phone. July 18th, the bathroom pics were taken and also some news are sent from Nikki to Chris's phone, which stores them on a secret app disguised as a calculator. July 28th, Chris and Nikki visits the Sand Dunes National Park and spends a night camping there nearby. July 30th, Chris gives Nikki a love card as he is about to leave to join Shannan and the children for their summer getaway at her parents'. July 31st, Chris leaves for North Carolina, but the reunion is not what Shannan had hoped for, and he seems distant and off. This message was sent. On August 4, Shannan sends Chris a long message where she expresses how she felt he failed to stand up for her in the dispute with his parents regarding giving Celeste nuts on an ice cream. The text implies that Chris's parents' other 2 grandkids get more love and attention than Bella and Cece. She also feels he doesn't care as much about her or the pregnancy as he should. Same day, she fights with Chris's parents. On August 4th, when Chris is in North Carolina, Nikki wastes no time searching for wedding dresses for hours online. August 7th, Shannan finally reveals her concerns to a few select friends about her and Chris. August 9th, Shannan tells a friend about their ultrasound, but that he was so cold and off, so she decided to cancel the planned gender reveal. However, her friend and neighbor Nicole Atkinson would reveal the gender to her privately, as she was assigned the gender reveal surprise. Shannan says she is excited to know the gender in all this chaos. Shannan expresses her excitement to find out the gender despite all this chaos. She also reveals she believes, against her better judgment, it must be that he's seeing someone else. August 9, Shannan leaves for her Level business trip to Arizona. She texts her friend on the way that she and Chris had a great conversation the night before. She also sends a friend a picture of a love letter she's left Chris right before leaving for Arizona. On August 11, Chris gets a babysitter for the girls under the excuse he's going to Colorado Rockies game with friends. but he's taking Nikki out for a date on a sports spot in Erie, Colorado. August 12, Shannan sends a draft of a speech to Chris she plans to give her husband as she returns back home from Arizona the next day. August 13, 1:48, Shannan comes back home and she is dropped off by her friend and neighbor Nicole Atkinson, who plans to take her to the doctor's the following morning at 9 o'clock.
How you guys doing?
Brother?
What's that?
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
Hey man,
How you been?
Hi.
You Nicole?
Yes.
Okay. So what's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend,
All right.
and I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well, and she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls, and she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking, and we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shanann since she left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are by the front door.
She only has one vehicle?
No, they only have the one vehicle and his work truck.
Okay. That's what I'm asking.
She
There's
took
not
the girls and went on a play date, but they're 4 and 2. She went on a play date. Why wouldn't she take in a car? They're both in car seats. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and she didn't go to the doctor's appointment.
Okay. No answer on the phone. Husband's on his way.
Supposedly, but he said that 30 minutes ago when I called him again, he said it was 45 minutes out still. And I know the code to the door.
You do?
I do, but there's a thing on it. There's a, no, it'll, even Chris and everything do it. There's a, they have the thing flipped up here.
Oh. What about the garage door?
I don't
Is
know.
there...
And the alarm goes off.
Do you mind calling him and seeing if we can get a passcode to this and get me permission to go in?
Okay.
I'm just gonna check the back, see if I can see anything.
No way to get in.
Right. I just want to look in all the windows, make sure I don't see anything out of. Do they?
The shift doesn't work on the outside.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah, so they're gonna have tarp on that one and tarp on the one over there too. At least they should have one on that. I'm assuming it's the good old. If you can't enter the house unless you see signs of.
Yep. I've got to have more unless I get consent from him to go in.
And if you don't, you can't enter.
Because it could be grandparents came and picked him up. You know, it could be a lot of things. She left her phone. Her phone's dead.
And it doesn't change anything even if they are pregnant.
No, I mean,
If It's different rules, but they're all about the
Yeah,
same. You're just able to
you've got your Fourth Amendment rights to the house.
Yep.
I can't violate that.
Yep. I told her.
That's why.
She's like, they'll break down the ground. I'm like, no, they won't.
No, not. I mean, if I saw her laying on the ground, something like that.
You saw signs of a fight or anything?
Kids were. I could get a hold of the kids. No, mom's not answering.
Can't do much.
I got nothing right now though. How you doing? You seen your neighbors today? No? Okay. Oh, we're just trying to get a hold of her. Felt like she wasn't feeling too good and pregnant, and they were just concerned.
No, I know he works in the oil field, so he's on certain days and off for.
You didn't see her today though, any outside or anything? Okay.
That's not it.
Right.
Is there a key code, Sandy, to open the garage from the outside? What is it? Because Mom's going to get it.
Okay.
This is her parents.
Alright, what's the key code of the garage? Sandy's house. The cops are there.
Well, I can't go in, but if they allow you to go in, I have to have the property owner's permission to enter.
Something's going on.
Okay. Well, he's the property
Well,
owner.
Chris told me Shannon was at her girlfriend's house.
Do we know who that is?
Do we know who?
Her phone number?
He didn't say.
When did he tell you that?
He Chris is acting funny. I don't get it. What did he say?
He told me that Shanann didn't take the girls to school this morning because she was going to go on a play date, but her car's here. And then he told Abby that Shanann left the game.
What?
I'm talking about the garage door.
What's Chris's phone number?
The driveway.
They have the top lock, the one that they have on there so CC can't escape. Chris's phone number is 910-309-1702.
Okay. It was Chris, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Chris, Officer Coonrod for the police department. Pretty good. So, do you have any idea where your wife is? Okay. Right. Well, my concern is her car's here. They're saying she is diabetic. I don't want her. If she's upstairs and can't respond. Okay. About how far out are you? Okay. All right. Thanks. Dispatch Rec 91. East Stage Medical. This female is diabetic. Unknown if she is home though. Husband is on his way. said like 5 minutes. So he's about here.
He's told us 45 minutes 2 times in a row. He told one of my mom's friends that he was on I-45, so the interstate pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And we waited the time we were told. The mom called again. He said he was still on it and to wait another 45 minutes. So he's just been giving us false times and everything. And we know he's been lying because his stories aren't adding up.
Right.
He tell everybody different stories.
And do we have like her parents' phone numbers or anything we can call them to make sure?
She's not close to him.
Oh, she's not?
Not that. No,
Okay.
she still talks to him and everything, but they don't know any of the codes to the house or anything.
Well, I was just thinking maybe they were watching the kids or she was visiting them or
In the state,
they don't. Okay.
there's not people that they're in Wisconsin or something along those lines.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything out of place. I'm not hearing kids. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, and all of her stuff is here, and I set off the alarm by trying to open the garage forcefully, and that didn't work. So, and their alarm's one of the ones where it goes off and it feels like it's making your ears bleed.
Mm-hmm.
So if she was in there,
She should have heard it.
yeah, she would have while she was sleeping because they have little things.
Yeah, you'd think they were here. The kids or someone would respond, though. You'd hear some kind of noise.
When did you talk to her last, Sandy?
How are you doing?
I don't think Chris is coming. No. That's it right there.
I'm here. Hang on.
Yeah, get me on the phone.
Okay, get Matt.
Scott, how you doing?
How's it going?
So this is the only vehicle she would have?
Only one that, yeah.
She would drive? Okay.
That's me. Yeah. The neighbors went and checked his cameras and they said that a white car drove away at 1. It was me though. That was me. I dropped her off.
That was the last action on my camera.
Okay. That's throughout the whole day, or?
Besides Chris leaving?
Well, yeah.
What about the? Is there any way you can look for the day during the daytime?
What? Frantic. The girls' car seats are in the car too. So if she left with the friend, she would have took the car seats.
I can go look if he doesn't find her.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Huh? Chris is in the house. We're standing outside of the police office. Can we go in the house?
We can.
I mean, that's up to him. It's his house. If you guys.
Nikki, I'm giving you permission to walk in my daughter's house.
Mind if I come in, Chris? Okay.
Yeah.
You checked upstairs? She's not there? I just want to make sure she's not passed out somewhere. Is she diabetic? You mind if I look around?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. you're fine.
Go outside, outside, outside.
Oh, you're fine.
You're outside. You're outside.
Good for. Checking the house for consent.
Down her phone.
Oh. Well, any friends that you know she would be hanging out with?
I mean,
I know. I guess her
Amanda,
parents are out of state.
Across country, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's not happening. She can play with it. Cool. All the girls' blankies are gone. Their blankies they sleep with, they don't leave anywhere without them.
Good. Nothing else appears to be missing though. Just
No.
stuff you'd take for a quick trip.
You can, you have full ring.
Her phone's here? Yeah. Her phone's here.
Does she work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home?
She works, this is her lifeline.
So when that thing turns back on, it's going to start blowing up.
Oh yeah, trust me.
It was shut down?
She's in the flight.
Yeah.
Well, it was originally under the pillow on the couch.
You know her passcode?
I don't know her passcode.
It used to be 2385, but now it's 6 digits.
It's the baby's due date.
1/31/8/19.
What does she do for work?
She works a direct sales company called Rhylie.
How often does her blood sugar drop low?
Cassie, her friend in Arizona, said that that's the first time it's ever happened.
She normally has migraines, like a while ago, but she had them a lot this weekend. Cassie's a nurse, so she figured it was because her blood pressure sugar was dropping. Because she wasn't eating her normal that she normally eats. Like, she takes a couple bites and said she was full.
Okay.
And
She doesn't ever black out or have seizures or anything like that.
No, I mean, a long time ago, she got in a car wreck, and I believe that's what happened. But Imitrex is something she takes for migraine. She took more Imitrex this last month than she ever had before, but that's just because she was in North Carolina with the humidity and everything like that. She was there for 6 weeks, and we got back Monday or Tuesday, and then she flew out to Arizona Friday morning, and then she got back last night about 2 a.m. The flight got delayed. She left about 11. She got here at 2.
Okay.
And I went to work this morning about 5:15, 5:30.
You guys having any kind of issues, marital issues, or?
We're going through separation.
You are? You guys filed yet or anything, or just talking about?
No, we're gonna sell the house and do a separation.
How's that going?
It's going
Civil for the most
civil.
part, or? There was no note or anything by the wedding ring? Was any of her clothes, anything like that missing? It didn't look like she went through and packed up
No, I mean,
a bag
she
or
has
anything.
This and all that on the bottom, so it'd be kind of hard to tell if she took a little bit, or it'd be easy to tell if she took a lot, but it's hard to tell if she took a little bit or not.
Okay. She tell you anything about leaving, moving out?
Not moving out. I mean, the last time I talked to her was this morning. She said she was going to take the kids to a friend's house, and then she asked where she was going to be. And then I've texted her today and never heard anything. But the car's here. Car seats are here. Unless somebody came and picked her up. But the people that I know, nobody's heard from her. Nobody's seen her.
Right. Tell them I'll be there in just a minute. What's that?
Nothing on there.
You just have to
My camera.
the truck up to the garage.
Lay down.
Loaded my stuff up in my coolers, my water jugs, my book bag, my computers, some of the tools that I had from the toolbox. I knew I was going to have to do some pumping into rubbers today. That's why I was out so far.
Is this on continually recording?
Yep. Well,
It's not. Is it motion or is it?
event.
Okay, so it's motion.
Any motion event that happens.
What else can I do with this?
My detective just showed up. So he'll probably want to talk to you. He'd probably, like I said, he might have you call at the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Because if there is any sort of action out there,
His camera's
I would have got it.
Like
Right.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like garages and stuff like that. And I had parked my truck
I
over
had
here.
to park right here.
Yeah. So someone,
See if
I could
anything
see where
happened.
someone tried to jimmy with a flathead screwdriver over there, and it was just like.
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would
Yeah, if it
have
would
got it.
have been like right in that area, they should have picked. I mean,
Oh, it'll pick up anything coming down the street this way.
you know where that tree there too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Watch, I'll show you. There's nothing on here. We've already watched that one. But like, you'll see this car.
What security system do you have?
You can see this car starting to drive down the street here.
That one.
Oh, look.
See what I'm saying? It picks up all the way down there.
That's cool.
He's next door.
Can we go?
Talking about dispatcher. It'll be close for.
Cause yeah, we can pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way and making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling a U-turn. So, unless they pulled right here,
Yeah.
but I would have caught her walking out. Diesel.
You're good.
But yeah, I thought nothing.
Nothing for the rest of the day.
No, that's it.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
14, 15 weeks. That's why her friend said it was low blood sugar.
And see,
The whole radio on the back.
so yeah, that was it.
All right. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Hopefully something comes up here.
Yeah.
Mind if you just want to go talk to him? I'm going to get his info real quick. No.
He's never fidgety, he's never rocking back and forth, and if you look, he never loads his stuff in and out of the garage ever.
Right.
And it doesn't look like he came from right here, it looks like he came from down the street. And then the other thing that doesn't make sense is why would he pull past this part? You can see him pull past.
Are you able to record this?
Uh-huh. I'd have to call Comcast, but I can get him to do whatever. But watch, you'll see him get out. And he walks back and forth a couple times. To be completely honest with you, my wife and I were kind of wondering when she was on vacation if something happened, because I've heard them full out screaming at each other at the top of their lungs, and he gets crazy.
Does he? And that's pretty recently.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's why she went and visited people, is because she wanted to get away from the situation.
Do you
I think it's, look at the,
I know, I'm
Kinda
trying
odd.
not to.
no, I'm just saying it's kind of odd that he pulls his truck back behind my camera. The cutoff, the truck's in the garage right now. And he never backs his truck into the
That's
driveway
what her
ever.
friend Christina was doing. Because
Diesel.
she's like, he never backs his truck up. Her mom said it too. She's like, he carries his stuff out from the house. He
Yep.
doesn't back his truck up.
Well, I have him on camera doing it when he does it. Because when he was parking his truck over here, the other thing that was odd is while she was gone, he kept parking his truck and her car over here. And I used to see him walk out of his house right
He
here.
took the car out of the garage?
Oh, the car was parked over there for a long time, like a couple days.
This past weekend?
No.
It was when she was gone for the 6 weeks.
Oh.
But I thought it was kind of odd that he never parked in front of here or right here. He said someone broke into his truck and he parked over here. I have no idea. Hey, he's acting so suspicious. He's normally, you can ask them, he's normally quiet, real subdued. He's over here telling you 3 times what he took out, what he did, what he did, what he did. He's very, he never talks. So the fact that he's over here blabbing his mouth makes me kind of suspicious.
Yeah, but I mean, you put yourself in his situation.
Oh, I agree.
You know, anyone's going to be nervous. You don't know what to do.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying the way he told you 3 times what he brought with him, why is he telling you exactly what he brought with him instead of saying, oh, they didn't see anybody out here, he didn't see anybody doing anything? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he so worried about you knowing what he's carrying out? That's all I'm saying.
The detective's talking to him.
What's that?
Your detective's talking to him.
He's talking to him right now? Okay.
Chris? Yeah. Hey, are you okay if we just walk through for a minute? And then look at her phone if it's still up there?
Yeah, okay. I guess.
What's this door right here go to? It's locked. Do you have a key for it?
Yeah, they wake up, they'll just go right here and just play in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Well, that's bright.
So you normally,
Yeah, no,
so you normally keep it locked?
yeah, because they would go in there, they'd be in the soap. Like last time we had Vaseline everywhere, so that was not fun.
I don't blame you. So does she normally make the beds, the kids' beds?
No.
No. Okay. This all looks normal to you. Does it look like this maybe in a rush or?
This is about
normal?
like when kids, they'll get up first.
Get up,
Yeah, and they'll just kind of like look around.
Sure.
Just go get hurt.
Sure. Okay. All right.
We don't wake up till they wake up.
Yeah. What's this? This is.
That's just some kind of darker stuff.
Is that your stuff?
Yeah, that's the stuff I was going to give to people because they don't fit me anymore.
Oh, these are your jeans?
Yeah, it was like 38s. They're way too big now.
Okay, well, give us a call or anybody if you hear anything from her. Otherwise, I'm going to start putting together just in case we need to pull the trigger for a missing person. Yeah, I'm going to try to run some things down using her phone and then see if we can't find somebody. If nobody's heard anything at all, then we'll probably pull the trigger a little bit quicker and go that route. So.
At 10:10, the same morning Shannan goes missing, Chris looks up the lyrics to a Metallica song called Battery on his workplace. At 12:27, Chris discusses house sales with the realtor. The conversation seems casual until the news of Shannan and the girls hit her, and then he reveals she is indeed missing. Up until that moment, she asked about Shannan and the girls. The conversation is very casual for a husband who is supposed to be distraught from missing his family. Nicole Atkinson reports Shannan missing at 1:40 p.m. to the local police. On August 14th, the day after Shannan and the girls go missing, Chris is doing a TV interview from his porch. Chris's TV interview on the porch is on the local news, and it catches Nikki's attention, Chris's mistress. This is when she learns that Shannan was 16 weeks pregnant, which is in conflict with what Chris told her about being in separation and not really together. Nikki contacts police, which again calls Chris in for an interview the day after, the evening of August 15th. He's taken in for questioning, and the police suspects he knows something more. He is also offered a lie detector test, which he gladly accepts to do.
Chris Watts, WATTS.
Wow. What's going on right now around your house?
Right now, you got K9 units, the sheriff's department. Everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent, see where they went. If they went on foot, they went in a car, or they went somewhere. And right now, it's just like they've been on point. They're going through the house trying to get a scent, and hopefully they can pick something up to where it's going to lead to something.
What happened? Your wife came home. Tell me what's.
She came home from the airport 2 a.m. and I left around 5:15. She was still here, and like about 12:10 in that afternoon, her friend Nicole showed up at the door. Like I had texted Shannan a few times that day, called her, say but she never got back to me. But she wasn't getting back to any of her people as well, and that's what really concerned a lot of people. Is like if she's not getting back to her, like if she doesn't get back to me, that's fine. Like she gets busy during the day. But she didn't get back to her people, which was very concerning. And Nicole called me when she was at the door, and that's when I came home. and then walked in the house and nothing was vanished. Nothing was here. I mean, she wasn't here. The kids weren't here. Nope, nobody was here.
What's your wife's name?
Shannan, Shanann.
What's your kids' name?
Bella and Celeste.
How do you spell Celeste?
Celeste.
How old are your daughters?
4. Bella's 4. Celeste is 3.
And so, how many times did you try calling her?
I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, you know, what's going on. Like because after I called her and texted her once, it's like maybe she was just busy. Like she had just gotten back, you know, like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back from Arizona, and I figured she was just busy. But when her friend showed up, that's what it was like. It registered like, all right, this isn't right.
Do you think she just took off? Do you think?
I mean, right now I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like, I hope that she's somewhere safe right now and with the kids. But I mean, could she just taken off? I don't know. But if somebody has her and they're not safe, like I want them back now. Like that's what's in my head. Like if they're safe right now, they're gonna come back. But if they're not safe right now, that's the not knowing part. Like if they're not safe, last night I had every light in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
I'm gonna ask some kind of tough questions. Your relationship with your kids.
My kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life. And this, like, I mean, last night, like during when they usually eat dinner, it was just like I miss them. Like, I mean, I miss telling them, hey, you got to eat that or you're not going to get your dessert, you know, and just like you're not going to get your snack after. I miss that. Like I miss them, you know, cuddle up on their couches. They have like a Minnie Mouse couch and a Sophia couch that they cuddle up on and watch, you know, Bubble Guppies or something. And it was just like, you know, it was tearing me apart last night, and I needed that. I needed that last night, and for nobody to be here last night and to go into their rooms and know that I wasn't going to turn the rain machines on. And I know that I wasn't going to turn their monitor on. And know I wasn't going to kiss them to bed tonight. That's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I want everybody to just come home. Like wherever they're at, come home. That's what I want.
Where was she gone for? She was on. She came back Sunday. You said that to you at night.
Yeah, because her flight got delayed from Arizona because of like other storms around the nation. So she's supposed to get home like 11. She got home at like 1:48. She got in bed about 2.
What was she going for? Like family trip or what?
It was a Thrive direct sales. It was a local event that was down there between a bunch of leaders in the company.
And that day she was back. I mean,
I left work early that morning, like 5:15, 5:30. So like she barely gotten into bed pretty much.
And you know, this might be a tough question, but did you guys get into an argument before she left?
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if they're not safe right now, that's what's tearing me apart. Because if they are safe, they're coming back. But if they're not, this has got to stop. Like somebody has to come forward.
You spoken to her family, like her parents?
Yeah, they've been in constant contact, like every hour. I mean, everybody back in North Carolina and the East Coast. I mean, from Maine to Florida.
What is her parents saying to you?
They're just like if they need to get on a flight, just let them know. Because I mean, they feel helpless right now because they're on the opposite side of the country. I mean, Colorado is. I mean, you can't just drive around and look. I mean, it's just like you wouldn't really know what you're looking for. That's what the cops pretty much told me. That first day, I was like, I want to get out and drive around. They said, you wouldn't know what to look for.
Last couple questions. What is law enforcement? What have the police or the sheriffs or your neighbors? What's police saying to you?
Right now, this is what they're doing. Right now is with the canines in the sense. I think this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing they've done so far, because yesterday the Frederick Police Department did all the searching of the house and tried to gather whatever information they could. And with the detectives, officers, and sergeants, and today it's, I mean, obviously with all the activity that's around, there's a lot going on around here, and I really hope that all this can lead to something positive.
What did your neighbors, did they see anything? Did your neighbors see anything?
No, like the police department went door to door asking, like, cameras and everything, just like nothing.
And my last question, if you have any though, so feel free to step in. My last question is, if your wife can see this, if she can watch this, what would you like to tell your wife and your kids?
Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring her back.
That's it. I can take that mic off you.
So it is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay. So now we need to talk about what actually happened. And I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise. Chris, I know. Chris, stop. It's time. Just stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath right now.
There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach. And when people hold stuff inside, it makes you physically ill. And I can just tell on your face, I could tell from the second you walked in that you were wanting to just come clean and just be done with this. And I appreciate that, because you knew sitting down in that chair that you weren't going to pass today, and you knew I was going to find out because I told you that. And then you continued to stay knowing that you could, at the end, say, you know what, I just need to get this off my chest. Like, I just need to tell you what happened. We're not here to play games. We're not here to do any of that with you. We just want to know what happened. So can you start from the beginning and tell us what happened?
Everything that I've told you, I did not lie on this polygraph. I don't know how much I could tell you right now. Like, I did not.
It's not even an option right now, because you did not pass the polygraph. So I know you were being deceptive. So that's not even an issue right now. The issue right now is what happened to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste.
My dad or something?
Absolutely.
Come here. Do you want to bring him in here? No, I just can't talk to my dad. Like, I flew across the country. Hey, Greg, how about this? If we brought your dad in here, would you please tell him what happened? Can I just go talk to him? I've been in here for like 5 or 6 hours, and I'm like, absolutely. Chris, look at me, man. It's not going to feel any better. He deserves an answer.
It's your best friend.
There's only one person you wanted here most, and that's your dad. Chris. What would you tell him? I love him, and I just want him to be by my side. Okay. He knows more than we do that you're a good man. And he knows, as much as you want to protect your wife, Shannan, I think he would tell you to do the right thing. Before we get him, can I go out there and talk to him? Well, I don't know that you want to do it out there, because there's a lot of people going through the halls. Should we bring him in here?
We'll step out. Okay.
Do you need a few minutes with him? So, I mean, they're not going to let me go. Is there any reason why they shouldn't? They know I had an affair. They know. I can't complain about that.
They let you had an affair.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to tell me? What's going on, or what happened, or anything? Or you know anything about?
When we had that conversation that morning, it was emotional. It was told her about separation and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
what happened after that?
I ran up and downstairs and I don't want to protect her.
What?
I don't want to protect her.
You don't want to protect her?
I don't know what else to say.
What happened? Huh? She hurt him?
Yeah. And then I freaked out.
What now?
I freaked out and I hurt her.
You hurt her? Did they leave after that, or what happened? So she started hurting the kids.
They were.
Talk to you guys, what happened? What? She smelled it. Or choked him. No.
I didn't hear anything. When I was downstairs, I came back up and they were gone. I don't know, like me talking to her about that. Talking to her about separation and everything, about like
She lost it.
I don't know like what else to say, like I freaked out. I did the same thing for her. Those are my kids.
So she found it that one time. You were leaving the place and going to work.
Mm-hmm.
She freaked out over the separation and everything.
Like it was, she laid back down, but that's when I went downstairs. But I heard like a little commotion upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it.
Mm-hmm. And then you went back upstairs and she was...
Never. I could see like she was not obviously.
What, choking her, or... Did she kill her?
They're blue.
Both of them?
Yeah.
She choked both of them to death.
I freaked out at the same thing with her. I don't want to say it though.
No, just...
I couldn't like call the cops about it.
So when did he haul the bodies off or something?
I mean, I didn't know what else to do. I
freaked
out. I didn't know nothing else to do. I didn't know what to do.
So she killed Lucy and Bella, choked them to death. You lost it and choke her, or...
Mm-hmm. That's just rage. I hadn't. Like, in her heart, I know she knew about the affair. She just was waiting for me to say something and for me to deny it again. I think she just lost it. That's when she went off and told her about it. That's when the crying, like, happened. And that's what happened.
Chris, go and stand up for me. I'm going to have you face that wall over there. Yeah, just face it. Lift up your hands. Okay, go and face this wall. Okay, go and face me. Okay, you don't have anything on you, right? Okay, nothing in your pockets? Okay, go and face that other wall behind you. I'm just going to search you real quick. Spread your legs. Further. Okay, turn around and face me. No earrings, necklaces, anything like that? Okay. Let's walk out this way. Go straight. Go out that door to your left. Have a seat. Just gotta.
At first, Chris says that Shannan killed her own children by strangulation, and then he felt so compelled to kill her in pure rage. The sad news about this is that her own parents thought for a short while that was the truth because that was broadcasted. Chris has later explained that Shannan accused him of cheating and the argument got heated and Chris just snapped and strangled her. The racket woke up Bella, who then entered the room and sees Shannan's dead body and asks what is wrong with Mum. Bella stands watching Chris wrapping her up in the bed sheets and drags her out in the truck. Both girls were alive and sat on the bench of the truck as he drove out to the oil site to dump Shannan. Bella's crying and worried about her mum. He then takes Cece out and puts her blanket over her head, strangles her, and goes back to a severely distraught Bella, who asks if what just happened to Cece will happen to her. He confirms, and Bella puts up a fight as the blankie is tucked over her head and she faces the same fate. Shannan's parents voted against death penalty because they don't believe in killing. It was a gregarious act of kindness from Shannan's parents. It's quite evident that Shannan's family is a very, very loving family. I'm not sure the same can be said about Chris's. He dumped the bodies in the site you see here. The mom was buried in the sheets just nearby, and the two girls were forced down the shafts to each oil tank, which is not big at all. It's hard to imagine how anyone could do that to anybody, especially your own children and your own wife. He got life in prison and has later done a lot of interviews. I will not give them much attention. And I pray for the souls of Shannan, Bella, Cece and Nico. And also to put things into perspective, Chris's affair with Nikki was just 1.5 months long. 1.5 months was worth all this.
You want the Giants to win or lose?
Moose! Moose!
Pop up space.
Win.
Win!
Yeah, win. Say, go Steelers.